Thank you to Satan for giving me inspiration.
I'd like to, first of all, I'd like to thank Satan. I'd like to thank Louis Armstrong. I'd like to thank Neil Young. I'd like to thank the Rollins Band.
Do with the music industry. I swear I wanted to be like the Amy Grant of music. Yeah. But it didn't work out, and so I sold my soul to the devil.
I sold my soul to the devil. I sold my soul to the devil.
It made me want to go back to Satan worship.
Well, I think
it worked for me. It got me a career.
When I was 12 years old, I signed a deal with Satan in my room, and I was to...
CBS doesn't condone this.
Wait a minute. Because I wanted to get famous no matter what, and, you know, then I forgot that I had this deal with Satan and everything, and then I got really famous.
Did I sell my soul? I sold my soul for you. Now, figure that out. Talking about I sold my soul for you. For all you motherfuckers that's on here, that's asking me did I sell my soul, why the fuck is y'all on here if y'all think I sold my soul? Y'all coming right with me, you dummies.
Guy, he broke my heart, and I was like, cool, thanks. I was like, now I have to do something pretty ridiculous and insane with my life, so why not sell my soul and go on Jersey Shore? That's what I did. And you know what? It's been awesome.
And welcome, guys. Welcome on a Monday night. Okay, yep, the mic looks like it's working good. I always check, guys, just to make sure. Yep, we're ready to go. Yep, mic's working good. All right. Welcome to Monday night, guys. I did a little changes, as you guys can see in the back of the room. It's not, I had switched things around, bought myself an L desk, make it a little bit more professional. Son's coming to move in next week for good. So I want to make his room nice and comfortable where he can put his books and stuff like that. And I can do my videos for you guys. As long as my son doesn't mind, I can do it in his room. Either way. The girlfriend wouldn't like it if I start doing lives in her room. So I thought I'd do it in my son's room. It is what it is. I mean, the house is big enough. I probably could do it in the office, in an office, but it's the girlfriend's office. So it is what it is. So yeah, one thing that was pretty strange yesterday is I got back my old account. I don't know how. I don't know what happened because everybody was accounts were pretty wonky Friday, and I got a couple messages saying, "Hey Jeff, you should you should find out because a lot of people's accounts were down." The problem with me is my account, my old account, Jeff Freedom, literally said we're taking you out. I mean, we're deleting your whole account. We're disabling your whole account, which is my 6 account. So I was like, whatever. So I deleted the Facebook app off of my cell messenger. So I was like, wow, this is going to be different. I don't have to check my phone every hour or every 10 minutes to see who sent me messages. But anyway, when I went on to Freedom Jeff yesterday on my computer, I noticed that mutual friends, and it had my Jeff Freedom photo at the bottom in the little circles. And I was like, that can't be up. So anyway, I checked and it was up. So we got lucky because I have 4,965 friends on that account. So it's easy for me when I do lives. I do them on Facebook Live. I don't show videos because you can't, or pictures, but the lives like tend to go out a lot further to more people, I guess you could say. So yeah, also another thing, I had an interesting weekend, guys. Saturday, I had what they call an angina attack. So if anybody knows anything about an angina, with an angina, which it's hard to say, my son took it the other way, it's pretty scary. Now, symptoms are pretty simple, and signs, shortness of breath, something like it feels like someone's sitting on your chest, dizziness. It was pretty scary. So I ended up going to the hospital, and this goes to show you guys, it's actually perfect because it actually happened to me. This goes to show you how pretty messed up our healthcare is. And it's not the only story, but it actually happened to me. So I walk in, I think it was 3:00 in the morning. I said, listen to the triage nurse, I think I'm having an angina attack. How do you know? I said, listen, I studied being a paramedic. I know exactly what an angina attack is. I know the symptoms and the signs. She asked me a few medical questions, that terminology only paramedics would know, and I answered them, so she knew what I was talking about. But she didn't take me in right away. She said, you'll have to sit there with everybody else. And I was like, are you kidding me? I said, can you at least give me some baby aspirins, like at least 2 baby aspirin, because that could save a life, obviously. That's the first thing we learn in paramedics when someone's having an angina attack is, 2 baby aspirins. And she said, we can't really give them out because we need a doctor's authority. And I'm like, you can buy them at the pharmacy. You can buy them at the corner store, which the corner stores I went to didn't have them. They had Advil and Tylenol. But anyway, yeah, she actually snuck to me, and she said, you didn't see this, or no one gave you this. And to be honest with you, I think that is what saved me from having worse results, I guess you could say. But I waited there for 6-7 hours, 6-7 hours in a waiting room filled with people with an angina attack, which is, if you guys don't know what an angina attack, it's like a mini heart attack. So listen, I'm fit to the T. But I guess, anyway, I came home because that aspirin worked for me. And then Sunday, same concept. I went to Sackville, but they were loaded to the T with people. And she said, what's your symptoms? And I told her, I think it's an angina. And the thing with an angina attack, guys, it doesn't last long, but it could come and go for like 24 hours, 12 to 24 hours. So it's scary. I don't drink, I don't do drugs. I train, I weightlift, I do cardio, but it just goes to show you what stress does. And the stress I've gained over the past 3 months is studying to be a paramedic with all the exams and sitting in a classroom. And what kind of went overboard is the fact that my last exams were ITLS, which is International Trauma Life Support, which is, it's crazy. Huge book like this that you have to learn in like 2 weeks. So, and scenarios of what happens if someone, and it was stressful, especially being a young pup like me at 29 years old. It was too much. But anyway, I went to Sackville this morning when they opened at 8 o'clock. It was a huge lot of people there. They brought me in, like within 10 minutes, I was already undressed in a gown, already doing what they call an ECG. Within an hour, I had an ECG done. I had X-ray done. I had a heart monitor on me, driving that in. I've never seen that before in my life. We didn't even learn that in paramedic school, but it was pretty cool. You want to see the heart muscle and see if there was anything not working. But either way, it was an angina, no damage to the heart, which is kind of weird because the ex-girlfriends used to say I never had a heart. So the doctor got a kick out of that. But back home, full force, went to the gym today. And it just goes to show you that stress in today's life can do a lot of damage to you. Take me, for example, guys. And the messed up part is the fact is the Moncton Hospital and made me wait for 8 hours. And that's not the first time I've heard that, but it actually happened to me. So yeah, our health system is completely shit. And most of the people that were in the Moncton Hospital, and then I went to the French hospital, and it was about 95% were immigrants. And that's the sad part. It was loaded with immigrants. So no one's going to tell me that the immigrants, which, you know, if you know what immigrant is, I call them immigrants. They are really clogging up the system, and they are really taking advantage of our health system. And this is why New Brunswick healthcare is to the shit, and we're like over budget, like you don't even understand. So I'm a perfect example. I'm not guessing this. I'm not taking anyone's word. It literally happened to me. So enough with the sad talk and not trying to score, you know, points. Just like I said, stress plays a huge part. I'm never going back to school again. Doesn't matter what it's for. Too much information. I don't think my brain can handle anymore. But it is. I've still got one last exam to do, but I can do it online. And thank God for Chat GPT, because it helps for some answers. Not all, but some. And then it's finally done. But anyway, start off the show. Let's do some shout outs to our Freedom family, our American patriots, our Canadian patriots, our True Bloods, our Common Sensors, our, you know, our Pure Bloods, our once upon a time Pure Bloods, still a family if you're watching me. And if you're watching me, you're definitely someone with common sense. So the first shout out is going to Miss Juanita. How you doing, Vince? Brother from different mother. Yolanda, Matt Sawyer, Miss Sylvia from the island, Miss Irene. Irene says, Jeff, you need to see this. If it's something you just sent to me on my Facebook with the immigrants receiving $3,800 a month, I already know that. And the guy that you actually sent, Irene, the guy you actually sent that's doing the reporting of the 3,800, he actually messaged me on TikTok. So I'm going to try to get him to come on the show. So he's pretty straightforward. If you follow him on TikTok, we'll just leave it to that, because I don't want to say anything more, because every time I say I'm going to bring a certain person on, something happens. So we'll just leave it to that. How you doing, Ron from the Winnipeg area? Karen Ross, Miss Brenda Pryor, Miss Debbie Gray, Patty Voltor, who I just sent out her her ivermectin, fenbenzolol, and her charcoal today. Camaro Chevy Girl, Jim Morrison from Alberta, Leduc to be precise. How you doing, Miss Nancy from Newfoundland? Roland Dale from Nova Scotia. Miss Eagles from Ontario. Miss Kim, of course, from Newfoundland. Miss Denise May. Judy Gold from Nanaimo. Something good. Who says something good for tonight? Who is that? Judy Gould watching something good tonight, Dale. Yeah, I got a few things, my friend, to talk about with Trump and stuff like that. How you doing, Mike Boom from Riverview? Carolyn Votor. Who else here, guys? So much. Miss Tadaz, of course, and Gilles, I guess, guys, one of our Freedom family is back in the hospital. Tadaz's partner, apparently he's in a coma, not doing too good. Pray for Gilles Bourgeois. I hope he gets back on his feet. It's scary times. It really is scary times. And the thing is there was 4 beds in the room that I was in today, and everyone that was there were all with heart problems. Makes you think about that whole frequency thing, right? So who knows? You never know. Even though I'm not vaccinated, still doesn't stop me from having the vaccine in me because they've been vaccinating the animals. They've been polluting our air. They've been our foods. You know what I mean? So the best thing for me to do, and for you guys to do, for everyone to do, is what they call a heavy metal cleanse. Just in case you didn't know, heavy metal cleanse will definitely help take away all of that toxicity of any kind of graphene oxide or any spike detox. It's a spike detoxification, is to do a serious heavy metal cleanse and also a fast. You know, start off with a 24-hour fast and get to 36, and then get eventually to 48 hours, and then eventually get to 3 days, which is 72. That's my advice. I plan on doing the fast. Going to do it 24, because we know, guys, the thing with the fast, it rebuilds our cells. The cancer cells cannot survive if we do a fast. And as soon as we do a fasting, the longer we go, the better it is, because cancer cells die off and new cells are being replicated. So definitely that would be a good advice for people, because if I can have heart problems, even though it runs in my family, That means anyone is susceptible. And I actually talked to a gentleman who follows the lives too, who mentioned he, and plus we have Ray. He had a heart attack. Ray that follows, one of the freedom fighters. I don't know if he's on tonight. Ray also had a heart attack, I remember, last year. So and he's not vaccinated too. So it's scary times. How you doing, Genevieve, Amy Brewer? Who else here? Marcel Robbie Show. I had acute angina. I had an acute angina years ago. Scary shit, bro. Yeah, man. It was scary. It's scary when you lay down and you couldn't breathe. And it's like someone, not only did I have my cat sitting on top of my chest, but it felt like I had an elephant on my chest. So yeah, we just leave it to there. What's this? Nicholas, how you doing, Nicholas? Freedom Family, late check-in. I had to work late and I had extra loads of gravel to spread because it's going to rain tomorrow. Yeah, don't you love that, Nick? We've been having the crappiest weather. They put me on nitro spray for a long time. But you know what? I asked them to do that, the nitroglycerin, and they didn't want to, believe it or not. I thought that was kind of weird, but I don't know. I just thought that was weird. We'll just leave it to that. I'm going to get an appointment with my family doctor this week, who's a personal friend of mine, and then we'll sit and talk with him. Thank you, Jeff Godfrey. Glad I'm feeling better. Yeah. Who else? How you doing, Gerald Pitu? Dan Sear, Miss Nancy. Who else? My aunt, dad, sister had angina. A lot of people. It runs in the family. Even my grandmother died in her sleep of a heart attack. Cute kitty cruising the bunk. Yeah, my cute kitty has actually been pretty sick for the past year. He sneezes constantly. I give him medicine for 2 weeks. It comes back within a month. He sneezes and sneezes again, comes back, and it's really deep inside his lungs where you can hear him breathing, and I don't like that. And when he sleeps with me, when I hear him breathing, it gives me anxiety because I feel bad for the cat to have a deep cold, it feels like, inside his lungs, and I don't like that at all. I'm looking at him now, and it's not good. I have to bring him to the vet and find out what the hell's going on. So yeah. Let's see. Denise says my dad had an angina attack that led to a 7 bypass surgery. He's 86 and you couldn't follow him. Yeah, no doubt. My dad's the same thing. I haven't talked to my dad in 6 years. And I called my mom to tell her, and she called my dad, and he sent me all his medications that he takes now, because obviously there's some things that my body will react and won't react to. So obviously I came from him. So we must have the same heart condition. Ray says, I had a heart attack in 2024, no vaccination. Yeah, we know that, Ray. I thought it was last year, but 2024, I remember like if it was yesterday. So how you doing, Janice from Moncton? Who else here, guys? Yeah, my kitty, dude. He's what says, yep, pain down my left arm and sweating like a bitch. And that was the trick question. She asked me if I was diaphoretic, which means a lot of sweating. And that's what she was just testing my terminology for the paramedic. And diaphoretic, I said, no, I'm not sweating at all. And I know about the whole numbness, dude. If I start getting numbness on that left arm, especially on your left arm, it's to the hospital we go. Yeah. So lots of people dying around me. I must be getting old. You know what, my friend? Who said that? You're not getting old. Gerald is. A lot of people are vaccinated, and I've been seeing it myself, to be honest with you. Genevieve says, check out Medicine Woman. What is it here? Check out Medicine Woman in the Woods there in New Brunswick. She'll help you cure your cat. She's on Facebook. Shelly's her name. Can you send me the link to her? Genevieve, if you don't mind, send me the link, because I'll try anything for my cat, to be honest with you, because this is over a year and a half now that I keep on getting the medicine, and it's not working for him. Not everyone gets a warning. Some get a silent heart attack or widowmaker. Some of us were the lucky ones. Yeah, 100%, right? That's what scared the hell out of me, dude, is as long as I didn't feel the numbness, I knew it was an angina. But anyway, let's start off with the show, guys, because we're 20 minutes in. I had to bring that up for you guys just to let you know stress is a big thing. So I hope you like the intro. If people don't believe that Satan is on the earth, and if you are out worshiping people like singers, actors, actresses, country stars like Jelly Stone there, Jelly Roll, Butterball, even the one that's coming to Moncton for the big show, Post Malone. If you guys got to understand, these people sold their soul. It's plain and simple. And I wouldn't be going on a conspiracy whole thing if I wasn't 110% positive about the whole celebrity thing. We all know this by now, and if you don't, you should know it. That intro, you're not having Roseanne Barr and all those people saying, and Katy Perry, which, you know, we already should know. She's actually with the devil himself, the Queen Devil, if that even exists, which is Trudeau. They both are the same. Let's just put it that way. Trudeau sold his soul when he sacrificed his brother in the snow accident. I think everyone seen that part. So anyway, with that being said, let's start off with Canada, and then we'll go. You know, we'll do the other stuff. We won't do so much with Canada because I've already wasted a lot of your guys' time. But check this out, guys. This is I seen this posting. This is the trucking industry. So there's an industry called the truck dispatch training. Anyway, if you look at that photo on this truck dispatcher training, I want you guys to take a good look at those two photos, because you know what? Out of both of those photos with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. Out of 25 people in that photo, all right, there's only one person that is an actual white person, Canadian. All right. Let me take that number down, girl. Jeff Caller explains. Hold on, I'm gonna take this phone number down for my kitty. 6870. Okay, awesome. For cats. All right, thank you for that. But anyway, take a look at that photo, guys. As you can see, oh, Sean. How you doing, Sean from Oshawa? Sorry, buddy, I didn't even see you. Brother from a different mother. You know I never missed you, buddy. That's the problem when I was talking about, you know, the heart problem. But anyway, so yeah, the chick under the T. Yeah, she's the only chick there. I hate to use the word chick. Yeah, she's the only person there that has one person out of 25. So tell me if this is not an invasion. I don't care what anybody says. This is out of the norm. All right. So anyway, I thought I shared that with you guys because that, like I said, that doesn't make any sense whatsoever. It's just crazy. I thought you guys would like this. I kind of touched base on this a while back ago, but did you know in 1954, there was a statute in the Criminal Code of Canada that said it was illegal for the media to lie to the public. But in 2019, a bill called Bill C-39 was voted on and passed in Parliament to remove it. Still trust the media, still trust the government. Yeah, and we all know in 2019 who was in power in 2019, right, guys? The Liberal Party, and we can see it on a daily basis of what exactly is happening in the media. Liberals. They won't talk about the liberal mess-ups, including all the jobs that have been lost, hundreds of thousands of jobs now being lost in Canada. But they're trying, you won't see the Liberal Party talking about that. Or even this, check this out, guys. I don't know if anybody follows what Mark Carney's mentioned. Hold on here. What Mark Carney is doing in Ireland and over the seas right now. But check again, once again, this is, guys, I just got this like 2 minutes before going on, so I didn't load it up. But check this out. This is Mark Carney once again saying those exact words that you dumb Canadians don't understand. Check this out.
A few weeks ago at the European political community in Yerevan, I was honored to attend, and I said at that meeting that I believe that the next world order will likely be built out of Europe, and Canada will be part of that effort. Did you hear that, folks?
So yeah, once again, he said the new world order, the world order. Again, all about exposing, guys. He's not getting away with this, and he wouldn't go and say this, all right, unless he was told to say it. That's the thing about that. It's it is what it is. That's what the second time he's went on national TV and mentioned the new world order. And you guys, the people, you know, that still think that he's the Antichrist. I'm not going to say the real Antichrist. The real Antichrist was Obama, but he is Canadians' Antichrist. For anybody at this point of time that can't see through this, literally is selling out our country and definitely should be condemned with treason, because you have to be one dumb person to not know what the plans of Mark Carney is at this point. So, yeah, I just don't understand it. What's this? Gerald Butts, we lost you. Gerald Butts. Trump won't allow that. Of course, Trump won't allow none of that. Trump will never allow it. That's why I'm not worried. I get a kick out of it. But some people get, they're not that they're worried, but they kind of like, they're getting scared. And I don't know why they're getting scared for. And I tell them all the time, this is just about exposure. That's all it is. I get a kick out of it. And, for me, we got to feel the pain. We really have to feel the pain in order to move on. All right. Exposure. So check this out. Also, for the people that don't like Danielle Smith, she passed the bill 25 has been passed, removing pride flags from all classrooms, as the government says it's keeping politics and ideology out of education. So for the people that believe Danielle Smith, don't like her, if she had anything to do with anything when it comes to selling out the country or anything with the New World Order, I actually had people say she's part of the plan. Listen, she wouldn't be doing getting rid of the pride flags if she had anything to do with the New World Order, because everything the New World Order has, you see, they support the pride flags. They support gender ideology. They support all of that. But as you can see, she's the only one that said, see you later, ain't happening. So that's it for that part. Was there any more Canadian news? Yeah, this one's a common sense question, guys. Check this out. I like this one. We bust our butts only to have our money sent to other countries. Tell me, what other countries out there get taxed and send us money? That's a very good question that maybe some people haven't asked themselves. Does anybody know, besides Canada and United States? Check this out. Does anybody know of another country besides Canada and United States that send money to other countries to help out? Have you ever asked yourself that question? Because I'm going to tell you, the answer is no. You don't see Africa sending money to any other country. You don't see China sending money to help any other country. You don't see South Korea, India, any part in Europe, Paris. No, it's always has been, for the longest time, North America that has been donating money, aka launder money, into other countries. That's 100%. No matter what anyone says, it's a guarantee. It's such a perfect plan for laundering money, of helping other countries, because it's the right thing to do. I love it when I see that the Mark Carney is given another $200 million to this country, and Mark Carney is given another $100 million to this country. Mark Carney, Canada doesn't have money, for one thing. Let's just put that down straight. Canada's been bankrupt for years. All right. I know that because I did a live once upon a time where Justin Trudeau was trying to borrow something like $500 billion from the Federal Reserve. All right. And I said, that's not going anywhere. That's Federal Reserve's not giving Trudeau any money, because the Federal Reserve was taken over a long time ago. So it was all about exposure. So for the people that got to understand, all this does is exposes the Liberal Party, because they know what kind of mess Canada's in. And by saying to the world or Canadians that they're sending out more money to other countries, it adds division. It pisses people off. And they really want Canada to go on like a riot, I guess you could say, like the freedom convoy kind of thing. So they can do their part in bringing in the emergency measures. But I can promise you, the next time any of that stuff happens, which won't happen, but if it ever did, it ain't going to be bouncy castles next time. I can promise you that. And you can guarantee the people, especially the ones that I know, they're not going to let the police beat them up next time. I can guarantee you that. There's going to be a lot of cops stepping down or getting stepped on from from the group that I know with over 10,500 freedom, alpha males just waiting for the day to storm the castle. And it's not going to happen. I know that for a fact because Donald Trump, he said it again, that Canada is going to be the 51st state, but we're going to feel the pinch. So let's see what you guys have to say. Tell him to wear a neck guard. I don't know what that means. That was Freeland was told to go. Actually, the G7 donates money all around. We know that's money laundering. Here's the kicker with the G7. The G7 is all those corrupted countries that they've been funneling money to the G7, Ray. But believe it or not, the money that goes to the G7 usually goes to the UN. And the reason why it goes to the UN, because the UN have their own military. You understand? So when you go against the UN or NATO, you have the UN military that can go against that certain country. That's why they have the NATO. So no, you're right in a way, but you're wrong in another way, because the G7 countries get the money, but they don't send it to countries. They send it to UN. And I already did a live on that a couple of years ago of how they caught the UN getting funneling money, getting caught to the UN, which Trump had stopped that a long time ago. I've already told everyone that the WEF doesn't exist, the UN doesn't exist, NATO doesn't exist. All of those corrupted people and organizations, the WHO, those are no longer around. And I did a live not too long ago, actually, when someone didn't believe me, and I think it was the WEF or the WHO got defunded. So they were worried that they were shutting down. And, at the end of the day, I mean, I've told this, guys, for the longest time. Gloria K, look at all the money the libtards have given to Ukraine. John, they haven't given anything. All they've been doing is giving them our army stuff that they say. But, I mean, unless you know anything about military, our military stuff is crap. You're better off going at Toys R Us to buy. They would be an upgrade for the military. They're getting our crap is what they're getting. And because obviously I always get a kick out of that, because I'm still wondering, and everyone knows that's been following me, know how I feel about the military. We don't need a military. Nobody needs a military. United States need a military because of all the shit they've done against other countries. But Canada doesn't need a military, never needed a military in the first place. There's no wars, guys. There's no wars around the world. The whole point of having these wars and military so they can still carry out the War Act of, I think it was 1920. Don't kill me on the date, guys, when the War Act was signed. Or no, sorry, it wasn't 1920 because obviously they needed the War Act to fund the wars, World War I, World War II, and all that. So that's the only reason why there's military around the world. But Canada doesn't need a military. It never has needed a military. They just do it because of the income tax. So if you guys didn't know that, you just learned something. Yeah, they're all affiliated with the UN. It's one big club, bullies. It's one big club of bullies. That's all it is. Okay, let's get to some more videos here. You guys will like these videos because time's flying, guys. Remember how I told you with Satan and how we know about the term "save Israel for last"? Well, check this out, because I've told you Trump has nothing to do with Israel, but we always heard the term "save Israel for last" because, believe it or not, I do believe Israel is the spawn of Satan. I guess you could say it really is. It's the spawn of Satan. Even though we know Switzerland has all those three letters, like the UN, the headquarters, the WEF, CERN, WHO. I did a live one night and talked about all those organizations. They're all in Switzerland, including something called the Devil's Chair or something. I remember sharing that with everybody, which is in Switzerland. But I do believe Israel is save Israel for last. And it's because, like I said, if you followed me with history and Germany and Hitler and all that, you will see that Israel, the Jews, are very they're basically for Satan. They're Satan's children. And here, check this video out, and it'll teach you a little bit more.
So Sodom and Gomorrah 2.0 is happening next Friday, June the 12th, because there is a pride parade that is happening in the exact same region that Sodom and Gomorrah was in. Are you familiar with the Dead Sea? Yes, the Dead Sea that was right next to Sodom and Gomorrah, like literally this close. This was the palace, the temple, and then the Dead Sea is right over there, just a couple miles down. They're having a pride parade in the Holy Land, in the same place that God destroyed for this type of activity. Like, I wonder what can possibly go wrong. They are very clearly doing this on purpose, also as mockery to God. And those of you who read your Bible or know any stories about the Bible, you probably know the one about Sodom and Gomorrah, where they were practicing all kind of vile and evil things. One of the main things was sexual sins, vile sexual sins that went against the order of God. I can only imagine how this is going to play out. This type of mockery is...
So yeah, you remember that story, guys. God does not... my 13-year-old son sent me a few things today and said, Dad, did you know that God and gays, and God doesn't, believe in the gay, and the gay is with Satan? And I was like, whoa, you're a 13-year-old kid. You shouldn't, but he's learning a lot and he's awake. You don't have 13-year-old kids talking about this, right? But, his dad had to talk to him about the whole two cities of Sodom and Gomorrah. I think I pronounced that right. And so I just give him a quick brief of, the 7 deadly sins, the pride, the June 6th for the, June 666 and 6 colors. He already knew about the flag, having only 6 colors. So he wasn't stupid. I didn't get him on that one. And speaking of stupid, I don't know if you guys seen this, and most of you probably did. But this is disgusting for Canada. This will be the last thing for Canada. Then we'll get to other things. But check this out.
What the fuck, Canada? This can't be real.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. I rise today to introduce a bill entitled An Act Respecting Somali Heritage Month. If passed, the bill would declare July of every year Somali Heritage Month across Canada. I'd like to thank the member for York Southwest and Etobicoke for co-sponsoring this bill with me, and I hope members on all sides of the chamber will support this bill. Canada is home to many Canadians of Somali heritage. They have left and continue to leave an important mark on our country in communities across the country, and they have touched our economic, political, social, and political life. Somali Heritage Month would give us an opportunity to celebrate that heritage, the role that Canada has played in supporting Somali Canadians, and to celebrate their contributions to Canada. Every July, it would give Somali Canadians another reason to celebrate their Canadian pride and another reason to say, Somalia Hanolato. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Let me tell you something. If I ever seen that guy on the side of the street, that MP, I will take the assault charge of punching him straight in the face at the point that he's lucky that I have a son and I like life, because I would make it my duty to hunt him down, find him, and literally show him what street justice is, because that has got to be the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my entire life, of taking a month of July, which is, we all know what's in July, Canada Day, and making Somalia month. Now we're getting to a point where it's getting frustrating, and I'm just glad I have a son, because I can guarantee there'd be a lot of people behind me underground that'd be doing a lot of damage. That is got to be the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my entire life. There's nothing, and I'll repeat, there is nothing in this world that any kind of Somalian gives any kind of positive or anything to do with what's going on in the world. Like, there's nothing good about a Somalian. There is nothing that ever came out of Somalia that gives any advantage to anything in Canada or anything in the world. Hell, they're still living in mud huts. Okay, let's just put it that way. They have an IQ of an average of 68, guys. Where this is the truth, like unbelievable, the truth. I'm not making these numbers up. Someone that is mentally retarded, okay, and I'll say it like old school, has an IQ of 70. A Somalian, the average Somalian IQ is 68. So how this person has, this liberal prick has to say something like that makes my blood pressure go up. That I hope to God I never run into this person and I remember his face, because like Dominic Carty, this guy is definitely going to get one of the good old Jeff Freedom throw punches, and I will take the assault charge for it, because someone like that deserves street justice. So none of this nonsense will ever be spoken ever again. All right, just to let you know. So before I say any more, because it's just Ray says, I'm going to take a gamble that he was forced to push the suggestion to expose his corruption and probably linked to a Somali money laundering. Yeah, I mean, who knows? But I still would give him a throat punch. But maybe he was told to say it. Either way, it's disgusting, and it's the most stupidest thing I've ever heard in my entire life. And I've heard a lot of stupid things. But the people that are in his riding need to go and find this guy and kick his ass. Let's just hope. I'm just glad I have a son. Let's just put it that way, because I would make it a personal thing to go down there and find this person and show him what a Somalian bill looks like. So he's lucky on his part, especially when I see something stupid like that, and the way that we're literally being, the amount of what's happening right now in Canada is just, it's disgusting, guys. So sorry about that. I had to bring it up. All right. So anyway, here's another thing. I'll save this for Thursday. It's more Canada crap, but I'll save it for Thursday because you guys will love this. We all know that what's going on in the States. Donald Trump threw out a couple things out there, guys. I'll throw one tweet out there in case you guys didn't see this. Breaking news, tens of thousands of Spencer Pratt, who's running for mayor of LA. Voters are now receiving rejection letters that the county clerk saying that their ballots were not counted due to signature irregularities. Yet Governor Gavin Newsom just passed legislation that would make it illegal for anyone conducting oversight to contest signatures that they deemed fraudulent. Democrats allow ballots to be signed with an X or a minus or to pass and count. But all of a sudden, only Republican signatures are being flagged for irregularities, rejected, and not counted. One of these California Republican voters said that his signature has been on the file for over 20 years, and there has never been an issue until he voted for Spencer Pratt. Whatever her name is, Nithya Raymond, has beaten Spencer Pratt by less than 3,000 votes, and there are 18,000 Pratt voters who received a letter saying their votes were rejected. That's right, guys. So I know Donald Trump sent out a message the other day, or a tweet, which should be here in case you guys didn't see this. I like to show it. U.S. attorney in California suspects voter fraud investigation and will result in charges. That's right. So you can guarantee that California is not going to get away with this. I don't even know. This is getting to the point. It's getting sad, and it's getting very frustrating that anyone that doesn't believe that there's such thing as voter fraud really need a good slap across the head, because I mean, it's getting to the point that it doesn't even make sense no more of how bad it really is. And it's really bad. I mean, the voter fraud in all these blue states is bad. LA especially, they don't call it the city of lost angels for no reason. There's a reason why they call it the city of lost angels, Los Angeles, for a reason. But check this out. This one was pretty good for the people that don't believe that, Islam is not trying to take over. So all faiths can learn from Islam. Can you imagine that? Now, I mean, I know for a real fact that the real William has been gone a long time ago with Harry. Those guys have been long gone a long time ago. We're still waiting. I remember, if you guys remember, not the January that passed, but the January before that, when the whole William and Kate, when there's something that happened and she went missing. Remember that? And I did a live one night telling everybody that apparently the story is that he killed her because he found out she cheated on him or something. with I don't know if it was a soccer player or a polo player. I can't remember the live I did, but I had proof to show, and they were sending out photos with her, and it wasn't even real photos. She had 6 fingers on one photo. Remember that, guys? We still really even haven't seen her since, right? Yeah, so the whole Islam is, I mean, are they trying to expose what Islam's all about? Because, I mean, at the end of the day, it's, the synagogue of Satan is Islam. Plain and simple, no doubt about it. The synagogue of Satan is Islam, the religion, no matter what. I don't care what anybody says or what you think you feel, the religion of peace. That, I mean, even the girlfriend today was showing me there's a woman, a Muslim woman, who had a little bit of hair showing, and the guy took her veil off, or whatever the hell they call it, and literally cut all her hair, slapped her, cut the other side of her hair, and it's disgusting. I mean, I hope I never run into a Muslim man beating up a girl on the streets, because I mean, he's already brown, but he'll be black and blue when I'm done with him. And so we'll just leave it to that, because it is what it is. And I don't know if you guys seen this too, but Italy, I love this president. Sex education is now banned from any school in Italy, regardless of parental consent. She's like the Trump version, but in female. That's right. So Italy has banned all that, and she's also I did a live on her. She is actually getting rid of all the immigrants too. So you're seeing a lot of the immigrants leave Italy also, for she passed a law to get rid of all the immigrants. They're probably going to send them here to Canada, guys, because I'm telling you, it is bad. It is bad for Africans. I'm noticing more Africans now than ever than the Indians. And I'm noticing them a lot more. And that's not a good sign for the people in New Brunswick. And trust me when I say that. So I'll give you an example. Yesterday, me and the girlfriend, we went on Main Street, and we were sitting down on the curb, and we're eating ice cream from an ice cream shop. And 2 kids on a scooter, electric scooter, passed by, and one of them was an African kid that yelled out some kind of profanity to all the people that were in the line at the ice cream shop. And I looked at the girlfriend, and I said, see, this is what I'm talking about. When people see Africans, I see African Americans. Yes, they're in Canada, but this is how America is to shit, is because they brought in Africans who turn into African Americans, who now think they're, P. Diddy and Jay-Z. And this is what's going to happen to all those Africans that are moving here. Their kids are going to be little ghetto Africans. I've been seeing a lot, not all of them, but I'm going to say a majority, and it's over 90% that I've seen, especially in Calgary, was bad for Somalian kids that I've noticed. I had 3 Somalian kids try to sell me drugs. They were under 15 years old, 3 of them. So, I mean, it's in Moncton, New Brunswick, but they're going to move to Moncton. More likely, all 135,000 of them, a good majority is going to move to Moncton, because they're not going to stay in St. John. That's a shithole. They're not going to stay in Fredericton, because that's not any better. They're all going to move to Moncton. So Moncton is going to be a ghetto in 3 to 5 years. It's going to be unrecognizable. And I don't care if anyone disagrees with that. You obviously haven't traveled. Just because you went to Cuba for a week or Mexico for a week doesn't make you educated enough to tell me, who's lived across Canada, not visited, lived across Canada for 30 years and have seen what immigrants, diversity does to cities, towns, villages, and I analyze everything. So that's the biggest thing with me. I analyze a lot. And 2 weeks ago, when I arrived on the Friday from Calgary, that Friday night, me and the girlfriend went to the movies, and there were 6 African kids walking on the side of the street, and all 6 of them had their pants down, just like the ghetto African Americans in United States. So this is what's going to be brought to across Canada, but especially New Brunswick, 135,000. This province is going to be a shithole in 3 to 5 years, which I'll be so glad my son will graduate, and I hope he follows me to get out of here, because at the end of the day, it's not going to be too pretty in New Brunswick. And I personally don't know, even with Nazira Jazira, I don't personally know how we're going to really get rid of these people, to be honest with you, because they blend in like roaches. They really do. Same like the Pakistans. They all look the same. Chasing down someone called Serping Ging Mandeep Gurpreet. I mean, they all look the same. If they're all wearing that towel around their head, they all look the same. They all smell the same. It's going to be impossible to literally pin down each and every one of them that's here illegally. And I didn't know this, but I did a TikTok video, and maybe you guys don't know this. But I'm going to give you guys one question. I have to have some kind of, and thank you about bringing that up. I didn't want to bring it up, but since you brought it up, I lost my train of thought about this. Oh, I don't even know what I was getting to, but it was going to be a good point. The thing that I've noticed also is, for example, with the immigrants, like, for example, in Moncton, New Brunswick, they had over 300 overdoses. All right, 300 overdoses in Moncton alone in the past month or two. And what people don't understand is what I've seen in Calgary is there's a new drug out there that they're mixing with fentanyl, and they're mixing with meth and all those other stuff. But it's a veterinarian tranquilizer. All right. And this is what's causing all these overdoses. So the question I ask you guys, and it's a very common sense question. All right. Very common sense question. I remember what I was going to get to in a second. Is this is not drug dealers that are ordinary drug dealers. Drug dealers are in drug dealing to make money, not kill their customers. So the only thing that I can piece together, and I guarantee you that I'm going to be right about this, is the fact that most of these drugs just happen to start coming out in the last couple years, right? And we all know what the shit that's been coming in along with the immigrants, and we all know, we see a lot of them getting caught at the borders and everything we see in today's, we won't say it in the news, we'll see it on social media, is a bunch of the Gurpreets and the Mandeeps and all of them, the Singhs that are getting busted with drugs. Oh, I tend to believe, and I'm going to be very, very straightforward when I tell you that I believe most of these drugs that are getting mixed with a horse tranquilizer is by these immigrant Pakistanis, Pakis, whatever the hell you want to call them, carpet flyers. 100%, because any regular drug dealer wants to stay in the game, make money, and not kill off his customers. So I'm going to pretty much say it that I do believe that most of these drugs that are on the street are coming from these kind of, even the Chinese drug dealers are not dumb to go and start killing off Canadian people, because then it adds too much pressure on the gangs. You understand? So I don't believe it's the CCP or the Chinese that are, because they do bring in a lot of drugs. I do believe what's getting mixed in with those drugs, the horse tranquilizer, is going to be, it's going to be more of the Mandeeps and the Gurpreets. 100%. I'm convinced on it. But as I was going to say, I want you guys to answer this question. Okay. We'll see. Cartels from Mexico and South America. No, that's not true. Cartels are not bringing in drugs like fentanyl, because I'll tell you why. And I'll tell you, because I've already did the live on this. The head of the cartels has mentioned and went on record saying, our cartel does not bring in fentanyl. Anybody caught selling fentanyl in the cartels will be dealt with. And it's like, and I've shared that live of them saying that, because it doesn't make sense. All right. It doesn't make sense to bring in fentanyl to kill the people. Fentanyl is a man-made prescription. Okay. It's not made from some kind of lab in Mexico to be shipped over to kill the American people. Cartel Mexicans love money. All right. They'll send in the cocaine. They'll send in marijuana, but that's for repeat business, not to kill off the American people and, and bring heat upon themselves, because we already know what happened to their leader, right? We already know what happened to their leader, Guzman. He's serving life in prison in the United States, and a couple more cartels. So I do believe the CIA, the American government, are like, if anybody's watched that movie, The American Dream with Tom Cruise in 2017, that the CIA that brought in all that cocaine and were doing deals, was to literally destabilize the American people. That's the whole point, is to bring chaos to the American people. That's why I'm so glad Donald Trump is there, but they're doing everything in their power to cause chaos with Donald Trump. You've seen it since the beginning of time. So I love it when someone says that Donald Trump is part of the plan. And like Mr. Freedom says, he's a billionaire. What does he care? Well, let me tell you, it'd be a lot more chaos. And there wouldn't be so many people taking jabs at Donald Trump on a daily basis if he had anything to do with the New World Order. All right. The other one from Colombia who had the zoo. Yeah, that was Pablo Escobar. And that's a whole different story. I love Pablo Escobar. I know the history of Pablo Escobar, to be honest with you. And Pablo Escobar is the one that used to deal with the CIA. So anyway, here's a question for you guys, and it'll be the last question of the night. All right. And this will probably shock you guys because, and don't look it up. All right. Don't look it up, and Ron, stay, because I want to see if you answer this question. All right. Pablo Escobar is the reason why I went to Colombia, to learn about his past. I would love to have meet Pablo Escobar. Yes, he was a drug dealer, some coke, but if the cocaine is pure, you're not going to kill yourself with cocaine. You understand? You'll kill yourself more taking Tylenol than you will with cocaine that's pure and not being messed around with, I guess you could say. But I mean, a drug dealer is a drug dealer, but everything he made money-wise, he brought to his people. And I've seen the neighborhoods that he's done, but he had a really shitty deal done to him. And that's a whole story, which I've already told a couple times. Yes, he still has money buried everywhere. Trust me, they found something not too long ago, over $450 million in a cave that his family tried to secure, but the government took it. Yeah, he's got tons of money. Okay, so here's a question for you guys. Blow was my favorite movie of all time, Sean, just to let you know. Blow, Casino. But, okay, the population in Canada in 2016. Does anybody know the population of Canada before Justin Trudeau came into power? Does anybody know? Even though I know it's a fake, it was a rigged election, because you guys don't even want to know how much Justin Trudeau won that election to Harper. You guys would be disgusted if you guys found out. All right, so the population. So Ray says 34 million, Mo says 34 million, 35 million. Anybody? 36 million, Gloria. Ron says 35. 30 million. John's got the answer. 30 million. We had a population of 30 million before that prick took over. We've imported 11 million immigrants in the past 11 years, 1 million per year, remember? Because the whole point is bringing 1 million immigrants until the year 30, to bring the population to 100 million. So 11 million in 11 years. All right. So I got my brother the signed picture of George Hung. What do you think about that? Yeah, I would love to have met George Jung. So we went from 30 million to 42 million in 11 years with the Liberal government. All right, just to let you know. So let that sink into your mind if you don't think the Liberal Party doesn't have something up their sleeve. That's right, 11 million that we know of. I know it's more, but 11 million, guys, that is crazy. 30 million. He's brought in 1/3 of the population in 11 years. All right. No, I know what Stats Canada, unless it's been manipulated, it's totally false, Ray. And I got this from Moose on the Loose, just to let you know. I've got that 30 million from Moose on the Loose, David. And we all know David does his research. So that's why Stats Canada never believed the government in the first place. So don't even go there. But 11 million, and that's from Moose on the Loose. And if anyone follows David, he'll tell you the real numbers. And I can't remember where he got the numbers, but it all makes sense. Because if it was 35 million, Ray, check this out. If it was 35 million, then our population would be 46 million today, but it's not. And we all know, because it shows that they brought in 11 million. Not only did Moose on the Loose prove it, but Mr. Sunshine, what's her name? Michelle from MP that's in the parliament. She's already brought out the numbers. They were saying between 10 and 11 million, but Moose on the Loose said it's 11 million. See, wait, I never did the census in 2015. You're right, manipulate it. It's true, dude. I mean, and that's what anyway, it's disgusting. I thought I would just leave this live just to piss you guys off even more. Michelle Rampa, yeah. So just to let you know, that's how, if that doesn't bring up your blood pressure, I don't know what will, because that's probably one of the most disgusting things you can imagine if you don't think the Liberals don't have a plan, because they're bringing 11 million. Those are 11 million voters, just to let you know. But what the Liberal Party are dumb and don't understand is these immigrants do not vote unless they vote for their own kind. All right? Just to let you know, because that's what they do. They vote for their own kind, which is going to demolish our country. As soon as their kind get in to be premier, then someone's going to run for prime minister, and then it's going to be, Mandeep Gurjeet or Singh that is going to be the next prime minister of Canada. This is within the next 5 to 10 years. You'll see it'll slowly get in, but that's if we don't deport these people, these parasites by then, the locusts. All right, guys, that will be it for Monday night. Thank you for tuning in tonight. And I'm glad I got back my old account for Jeff Freedom, but we have to wait. I'm still banned till July the 9th. I almost said January. July the 9th, I'm still banned before I can do lives on my Facebook again. But the account is there. I love you guys all. Have a good night. We'll see you guys back Thursday. I'll make sure to bring in the stuff that I want to talk about tonight. But I, chit-chatted like an old lady at bingo talking about my hospital visit. But we'll get it Thursday night. It's still there. So anyway, I love you guys all. Take care. And like Don Cherry says, you people, stay positive. Try to stay stress-free. Keep your head above the water. And don't worry, things will get worse before they get better. I don't know how long the movie plays for, but it's being exposed on a daily basis, and they don't call it the Great Awakening for a reason. All right. So I love you guys all. Take care. We'll see you guys back Thursday.
Miss out. Bringing you the real truth, exposed. The Canadian Don is digging deeper, asking what others won't, and broadcasting it uncensored. For real. Join the conversation live with facts you can see and voices you can trust. Subscribe today.